Los Angeles didn't become America's second-largest city by accident. On September 4, 1781, 44 people set out from Mexico to build a town in a remote wilderness. Today you know that town as Los Angeles. But here's what they don't teach you. Of those 44 founders, only 2 were white. 56%, more than half, were Afro-Mexican. And America spent 2 centuries trying to erase them. Let's go back further. The first black settlers in what is now the American West didn't arrive in the 1800s. They arrived in 1519. According to historical records, black conquistadores were among the Spanish forces that invaded and destroyed the Aztec Empire, replacing it with colonial New Spain. What started as conquest became something different. From 1519 to 1810, approximately 500,000 enslaved Africans were forcibly brought to New Spain, more than the 388,000 brought to British North America. But here's the critical difference. In the British colonies, enslaved Africans remained a distinct, separated population. In New Spain, something entirely different happened. The vast majority of Africans intermarried with Spanish colonists and the indigenous population, creating a mixed-race society. By 1742, according to census records, New Spain had 266,000 mulattoes, people of African and Spanish descent, who outnumbered pure mestizos and formed a significant recognized portion of the population. These people of African ancestry didn't stay in central Mexico. They became settlers. During the 17th and 18th centuries, as Spain pushed north to expand its empire, Afro-Mexicans were among the founders of the Southwest's most important cities. Santa Fe was established in 1598, El Paso in 1659, San Antonio de Bezar in 1718, with mulattoes among its 70 founding settlers. By 1769, mulattoes were documented founding San Diego, then Monterey in 1770, then San Francisco in 1776. But Los Angeles tells the most striking story. In February 1781, the Spanish governor recruited 11 families from Sinaloa and Sonora. 12 recruited families, 46 people total. The journey north was long and dangerous. When they arrived, when they built the pueblo, the census was clear. 26 of those 44 founders had African ancestry. That's 56%. Only 2 were of unmixed Spanish descent. The rest were a tapestry of African, indigenous, and Spanish heritage. 2 men stand out in the records: Luis Quintero and Antonio Mesa. Both of full African descent, both married women of mixed heritage, both became property owners and civic leaders. Their descendants became wealthy landowners. Luis Quintero's granddaughter, Maria Rita Valdez, inherited 4,500 acres, what is now Beverly Hills. One of their descendants, Juan Francisco Reyes, became Los Angeles's first magistrate. Another, Fernando Reyes, became the city's first elected mayor in 1793. Pio Pico, of African, Native American, and Spanish heritage, became the last governor of California under Spanish rule. By 1785, according to census records, Santa Barbara was 19% Afro-Mexican. San Jose was 24%. Monterey and San Francisco were 19% and 15% respectively. Across Texas in 1792, Africans and mulattoes made up 15% of the entire province's population. The same percentage black people comprise in Texas today, 228 years later. These people built cities. They established settlements. They created the multiracial culture of the American Southwest that persists today. And then America erased them. A plaque was placed at El Pueblo de Los Angeles in the 1950s, listing the founders and their racial classifications. It was mysteriously removed by unknown figures. When it was replaced in the 1970s, the racial information was stripped out. It wasn't until 1981, 200 years after the founding, that California's first black librarian, Miriam Matthews, fought to restore the truth. She paid for the plaque herself when the city refused to fund it. Today, Standing in downtown Los Angeles, you can see those names. Luis Quintero, Antonio Mesa, Maria Guadalupe Moreno, Basilio Rosas, Manuel Camero. Real people, real African ancestry, real founding legacy. 44 people of color built the city where millions now live. 19 of them had African blood running through their veins. They built infrastructure. They cultivated the land. They established institutions. They created the foundations of Western American civilization. And America tried to pretend they didn't exist. The history of the American West is not the history of white pioneers. It is the history of Afro-Mexican settlers who journeyed north from New Spain. It is the history of black conquistadores and free mulattoes and mestizo families who chose to build rather than be subjugated. That history matters, because if they could be erased, so can anyone. And if we can recover their names, we can recover the true story of America. Comment below what city you live in, and are you surprised to learn about its actual founders? Share this with someone who thinks the West was built by white Americans alone. Subscribe to Ika Mifuna History TV, because this is the real story of the American West, not the myth America sold you. What untold history of people of color building America do you want us to uncover next? Tell us in the comments.